Now, there is a way to work with watchers. From scripture, we realize that there are beings that are interested in enforcing God's agenda and in protecting God's integrity. The Bible said, that men may know that God rules in the affairs of men, and he put kings and removed them. So you see that their interest is to protect the integrity of God and the office of God. And whoever will stand on the way, they don't care. They will pick that person out. So like I said, they are allowed to interact and to get involved in earthly events and activities. That is partial. So if you see them getting involved totally, which means it is in the case of Nebuchadnezzar, where men decide to become gods, they will let you know that you are not God. God is only one. And he ruled in the what? In the kingdom of men. So he ruled through men. So to work with them, the first way in engaging watchers and working with watchers, the first thing is to be a kingdom-minded person. And when we say kingdom-minded, it must be about the kingdom of what? Of God. Kingdom-minded person. Number two, you must be a man that is what? On your assignment. You know, some people have a way. I remember there was one gentleman who said there are some things you can put together and all that so that you invite a watcher into your environment. It's not true. Because these are beings that are so focused. As a matter of fact, do you know that some theologians and some people who have studied very well, do you know that some people even said that the watchers, they are second next to God. But it's not like that. Because the one who is second next to God is Jesus. But that's you know, there are some traditions they don't believe Jesus. So from God they come to the watchers. Because if watchers can make decisions, so some people also believe that the watchers are Jesus, but not actually right. Because if they can make a decision on behalf of God, which means they are really powerful, and you should know that no manipulation can bring them into an environment for them to perform a task if it is not in alignment with the will of God. So if you want to work with them, then whatever you are doing must be in alignment with purpose and with God's will. In other words, even the purpose you are pursuing must be in alignment with God's will. What God asks you to do is what you are doing. That is what will make you what? Win over watchers. Number three, intercessors works with watchers. Intercessors. That is why there are some prophets who call them intercessory prophets. You see that the first time they were mentioned, it was in the book of what? Daniel. And how many of you know that Daniel was an intercessor? He was a man who prayed afternoon, morning, and evening. So if you want to have a close relationship with watchers, then you must be an intercessor. Praying for nations, praying for kings, praying for cities, praying for countries, praying for continents, powerful individual people. You can easily have an encounter with a watcher because it's like you are going in a line where they align themselves with, because they themselves, they are what? Intercessors. So it's like you are playing their music. So every intercessory prophet attracts the attention of watchers, and they are likely to have a good relationship with watchers. Why? Because of the intercessory. You are bargaining for nations, cities, lands. Do you know that the angels that visited Abraham were watchers? Now, how were they able? They finished eating and they were satisfied. They told Abraham, next year by this time you have a baby. Watch this. They didn't say the Lord said. They spoke as if they were those making the decree. So these are watcher angels. They went to Sodom and Gomorrah. Their plan was not to destroy them. But when the people were now misbehaving, because Abraham have already pleaded for them. But when they got there and the people were now misbehaving, they realized that no, until this city is destroyed, they cannot change. So they told Lot, do you want to deliver anybody here? It does not matter if the person is part of the people who wanted to sleep with us. It doesn't matter how bad that individual is. If you want to deliver anybody, pick that person out, because we are about to destroy the city. And Lot went and told his sons-in-laws, and the Bible said they make mockery at what? Lot. If they can make mockery at Lot, which means they themselves were not even born again. They were not qualified to be delivered. But the watcher said, anybody you pick here, we will deliver him. We will spare his life. Even if you pick the worst sinner here, the person will be spared. And Lot find nobody, because everybody took him as a Jew, a drunkard. Immediately they left the city. The Bible said they called down fire. They burned the city with fire. These were watchers. So they can interfere in the affairs of men. They can interfere, they can intervene, they can interrupt, they can change, they can remove and put. A watcher can interrupt an election. You will vote for 777 and then 888 will win. And you don't understand what happened. It is an interference from the heavenly realm. He said that men may know God what? Rule in the what? In the affairs of men. That God is interested in the affairs of men. These are the operation of watchers. So like I said, you don't manipulate them. No, not by burning candles. There are things that attract them. If you want them to come, be an intercessor. You see, they went to Abraham. Why? He was an intercessor. They also went to Daniel. Why? He was an intercessor. So it's like in the Bible, anytime they are appearing in a season of an intercessor. The next thing that will attract a watcher in your realm is righteousness. Righteousness. So they don't just appear to anybody. They appear to people that resemble God. And what makes you resemble God is righteousness. Especially pure in heart. There are people who don't sin, but they are very evil. If you discern the heart, you run. Do you know that some people are unable to sin because they don't have the opportunity to sin? They desire to sin in their heart, but they don't have something that can sponsor the sin. It's like telling yourself, if I have money, I'll sleep with a prostitute. The reason why you've not slept with them physically is that you don't have money, but you have slept with them in your heart. Because Jesus said, when you think of it, you've done it. He said, you guys thought that adultery is when you catch people physically. But he said, can I tell you something? Anybody who have a thought. So a rich man fornicating and a poor man sitting in the house thinking, they are all the same in the realm of God. It's just that the other one is acting it, the other one is thinking it. They are all sinners. It's the same sin. So that is what attracts watchers. Intercession, righteousness. Try your best to be holy. If you fail, stand again. If you fall, stand again. And then one of the reasons why you may have encounters with watchers, like when their season of manifestation is due, you will see them. It's not because you deserve for them to appear, but they are appearing because there is a matter that needs to be handled. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from. What is that matter? Like the case of what? Nebuchadnezzar. They actually appeared to Nebuchadnezzar and cut him down in a revelation. It was a 3-day cut down. So he now inquired from Daniel, and Daniel said that was a watcher. And those beings, when they judge, you are judged.